Tracey's Basement Geeky Collector Hunts brings you Flea Market Finds Fridays, where we hunt local flea markets for new finds for our collection.
Toys, comics, collectibles, maybe even a bit of nostalgia.
So stick around and see what we found in this week's haul, because you never know what you're going to find at the flea market.
These are so beat up, and some of them are even missing their mask colors to tell which turtle it is, and the guy wants like $5 each for them. These Bucky O'Hare figures are really overpriced too. With his Batman looks pretty cool.
I hate Mondays.
I hate Mondays.
What?
Al Snow, head cheese. My buddy Carrie'd probably get a kick out of that. I hate Mondays.
Oh, shut up.
All of these items are from Dollarama and have 10 to 15 bucks written on them.
Hey everybody, it's time for another Flea Market Finds Friday.
Flea Market Finds Friday.
I'm finally getting used to saying it.
Finally getting used to saying it, and I got everything today.
Jason got 100%. I have
everything.
Nothing on my side over here.
She found nothing, I found everything. Thirst is everything, obey your thirst, Sprite. That's what they used to say. That was the slogan. No. It's nostalgia.
What do you have to show us first, Jason?
Okay, I'm going to start out, now that the Sprite talk is over, we'll call that the Sprite-cident. That was the Sprite-cident. First thing I'm going to show off, actually, is this, because before, in another video, I mentioned how I found a McFarlane variant of Ryoko that, it was from back in the day, from back in the 90s, late 90s stuff, when I had the Tenchi, and I found the variant loose. Now, I found a complete in-box of the original version.
Very cool.
So I thought that was extremely cool. It's not a rare or pricey figure or anything like that, but it was pretty cool to find it complete in the box. And like I said, I already have a variant loose, and I have the original Tenchi loose, which I had given to you years ago. So I don't think I'm going to open her, at least not right yet. I might open her down the road, but for now, I think I'm just going to keep her like that since I already have a loose version. But I was pretty stoked, pretty happy to have that, actually, because I was a big fan of the Tenchi Muyo OAV. So.
Yeah, and that's a cool design of Ryoko.
And of course, it being complete too, this original outfit, she does come with all her accessories and the little Ryoko, who, you know, is like a spaceship. So, cutest, eh?
That's cutest little spaceship ever.
You watch the show, it makes sense, okay? I'm not going to talk about any of the anime and stuff that I watch because it makes me sound like a raving lunatic. But it was a good show. I enjoyed it. It was a funny show, and it had action, and I really enjoyed it. I was a big fan of it, so I was super happy to have that. Because McFarlane made some really cool stuff back in the late 90s and early 2000s. Like, that, they were the kings. They basically made adult-oriented toys the big thing, the main thing with their Spawn lines and stuff. They were the kings of it back then. They've kind of been overtaken nowadays and stuff, and we've got big companies like NECA who are just getting bigger and bigger and more popular and growing now with their super detailed figures, but McFarlane were kings in their time, and they're still making figures today, so that's really cool. Alright, the next thing I picked up, I'll mention this again, and I'll hand the next item over to you to show off to everybody, but I picked this up for my buddy Eric. I sent him a picture and asked him if he wanted it. This is a Marvel Legends Omega Red. Now, Marvel Legends are usually pretty common.
Yeah.
I don't usually rave on too much about them because you can usually, when a Marvel Legends comes out, you can go and pick up every single one of them in a store when they come out. They're kind of popular and massively over-released nowadays. But this is an old Toy Biz era Omega Red from the Sentinel Build-A-Figure series. And that was really cool. And he is a Marvel Legends fan and an X-Men fan. And I asked him if he wanted it. It doesn't have his whips or anything that he comes with, but it's still a really cool figure and display piece, and it's from the older days before Marvel Legends got really big and like almost, I don't want to use the word overproduced or overmade, but you know what I'm trying to say is that there's a lot now. Like, they're constantly pumping out Marvel Legends now.
There's no lack of them, that's for
sure. Yeah, this is from the old Toy Biz era, so that's really cool. He was happy for me to find that, so I was glad to send that to him. And the last toy thing that I found, I got for you, is Mighty Mugs!
And he's Henry Jones.
He's Henry Jones. I wanted to get her a little Mighty Mugs Sean Connery, because who doesn't need a little Sean Connery in their life?
That's just, I love the faces on the Mighty Mugs. They crack me up.
I mean, I understand, like, the Mighty Mugs in a way, especially the classic Mighty Mugs, that they don't really have, some of them don't really have the distinguishing features to recognize guys, so...
I mean, look at the body and style. Like,
so
it's very simplified.
Yeah, it's a very simplified. So I've never been too huge on certain Mighty Mugs. It's definitely one of those styles that's very hit and miss. The equivalent today would be a Funko Pop. Some Funko Pops are pretty good. Some Funko Pops are pretty bland and boring. That's basically the Mighty Mugs of the past. He's okay. Human ones aren't the best.
No, but, I mean... It looks like a cartoonized version of Sean Connery's face. So I love it.
It's good because I got it cheap.
That's it.
That's why it's good. It's good because I got it really cheap. I've got Mighty Mugs before. I've gotten you like a Boba Fett and stuff like that. Stuff like that's very recognizable.
Well, yes.
But,
now, obviously, anything with like armor or a non-human character, it's going to be more recognizable than a plain human character. But still, look at him! It's Sean Connery.
And yeah, these Mighty Mugs. The details in the Mighty Mugs are in the paint.
Yeah.
So that's the thing with the Mighty Mugs. It's not about the sculpt. It's about the paint. It's all about the paint. So if it's painted well, it's a good Mighty Mugs. If it's painted junk, or it's just too plain of a character, it's not gonna be a good Mighty Mugs. Okay, so I wasn't sure if I should show these off first or not, because they're comics, but not really comics in a way. But you know what? I don't care. I'm gonna put it in the group. It's time for Bargain Bin Comics! They're Bargain Bin Comics to me, I guess, so I'm putting them in there. I picked up these. I found these. 2 copies of Savage Tales. They're comics. They're black and white comics in there, but this is what they called the old like Marvel magazines and stuff back in the day. They used to call these magazines a lot of like stuff like Savage Sword of Conan was those. They were comics, but they called them magazines. They were in a bigger print style. They were all black and white with almost like a newsprint inside them. But these tales, they're like anthology tales. They're all different stories. They range from everything from like westerns to war to like knights, all kinds of stuff like that, gangster stuff. But honestly, I just got them because look at those covers. They look like trash.
They have awesome covers.
Yeah, they look like cheap trash. They look like just pure, sexy trash.
I love the chick jumping out of the airplane. That's wicked.
I'm coining the term. I don't know if it's a term or not, so I'm coining the term trashploitation. It's just hot trash. That's all it is. I love me some cheap hot trash. That's not anything about you. I'm not saying I love you. So I love it. Don't take it that way. I can love cheap hot trash, and I can love beautiful things as well. Got out of that one. Okay, so we're on to the actual comics, and this was my big, mega, best find of the day. This was my find of the haul. I've got issues number 1 and 2 of Saga of the Swamp Thing.
Very nice.
Finally got the first issue of Saga of the Swamp Thing. That's a big deal to me. I don't think it's particularly too rare or anything like that, but finding an issue 1 of something that I've been collecting for a while in a bargain bin is a huge deal for me. So
yeah,
very
happy.
That was
an excellent find.
And I loved the issue 2 Saga of the Swamp Thing because I got the cover that says now a major motion picture, and it's got the Wes Craven Swamp Thing on the cover there, which just looks like crap, but I love it. I love it so much. I love the old Swamp Thing movies. In fact, I'm gonna go on record here, and I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but I enjoy Return of Swamp Thing more than the original Wes Craven Swamp Thing because it's pure cheese. It's so bad you have to love it. It is such a farce of a movie. It's absolute cheese-tastic glory. Fantastic. I love it.
Jason also picked up some copies of Ghosts.
Ooh, because we love the ghosts things and the ghostly tales.
We got number 33. Looks like he's out to sea there. We got number 35. Also out to sea, but in a bikini and with a cat.
Yeah, but I really like that one from all the bony and ghostly hands reaching up.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Number 63 has the bride that's dead in the mirror. That's pretty cool.
Well, it's got skeletons. And you know us, you watch our Halloween videos, especially, you know anything with skeletons. We're all about the skeletons.
Damn right. And number 108. Dude is grave digging, it looks like.
Yeah, but it's Trick or Treat. So I got this because this was a Halloween one, and plus it was Ghost, so I was going to get it anyway. But it's a Halloween related one, so I mean the moon has got the pumpkin and everything. So
yeah, that's a pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome. So I found these. These are more old Gold Key comics, so they're pretty old. It's Grimm's Ghost Stories. Again, no numbers on them. I don't know how these old Gold Key ones are numbered. I'm going to have to look into it. But these are beat to crap. Yeah. I mean, they're super old. They're beat to crap. This one has like January written on it in marker, but it's cool. I'll give it a read, right? I'm not looking for it to have it in like super quality or anything like that. I'm just looking to read an old horror story. And I found a Twilight Zone.
Very cool.
Comic. Yeah, that's pretty neat, eh? So obviously I'm assuming that this is like very anthology driven. This is number 91. In the Twilight Zone line, so that's pretty neat. Twilight Zone's a classic show.
Of course.
Very classic show. I also picked up Unexpected.
We had picked up some of those in the past.
Yeah, it was very unexpected. Womp 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 womp. Nothing really special about these. These I just kind of found them in the bin, so I threw them in there. The covers aren't amazing or anything, but they were cool pickups. They're stories I'll read. I got this just because it was weird. And I actually read this one on the way back from the flea market, and it's nothing special, that's for sure. But it was just a cool Gold Key cover comic, UFO and outer space.
Yeah,
so,
it's pretty cool looking.
It is pretty cool looking. The inside of the book, not as interesting as you might have hoped, but
It can't all be winners.
It's still a very cool thing to have in the collection. And I got one more copy of The Witching Hour. I love The Witching Hour series. This very old series. Number 81, 35 cents. These were by DC Comics. Oh yeah, you can see up there, DC Comics. And it's got an astronaut with a skeleton. So, a skeleton in a spacesuit.
You can't lose.
It's a skeleton in a spacesuit. It's a skeleton in a spacesuit. Okay, so that is the haul, Trace. That is my haul, because you didn't come with me to the flea market on this trip. So that's why I got everything.
But I came out with Sean Connery.
Yeah,
so
I got you a Sean Connery on the way back. Gave you a little Sean Connery. So that's pretty cool. What'd you think of my haul, Trace?
I thought it was a pretty decent haul.
I thought
it was a pretty damn decent haul.
I thought I did pretty good too.
There's some good stuff.
That is. I came home. I did good. I did good while you were gone, eh?
But of course, it's not just about my opinion. We want to know your opinion. So let us know in the comment section below what you thought of Jason's haul.
Let us know what your favorite thing of this haul was.
And if you like what we're doing with these videos, of course, let us know by liking, sharing, subscribing, leaving a comment down below.
Subscribe below. Subscribe. I can't do a Sean Connery at all. Subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe.
You can also follow us on
It's the hunt for Red October.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat at Tracey's Basement.
Junior!
Jason from TP on Twitter. And of course, as always, guys, keep coming back for more Tracey's Basement. Bye!
The Highlander. Sean Connery, the only guy who could play an ancient Egyptian with a Scottish accent.